Good Sunday noon. We're back for another episode of Adirondack Fun with Food. This week we're going to do grilled cheese. Now, just in the last week, I've seen three what I consider unique variations on a grilled cheese. Maybe they've been around for a while, maybe not. But we're going to take a look at each one of them because each one of them has its own unique qualities and ingredients and purposes. So the first one we're going to talk about is making mini grilled cheese on Hawaiian rolls. So I've got some King's Hawaiian rolls here, and you break them up, and so now you have kind of a mini loaf of bread. Some of them on the outside have an end. So what I thought was most appropriate to do here was to just take a real thin slice off of that and make it a little loaf of bread. So now we'll have nice slices of bread. So then all you really need to do, and what I found easiest to do, is split the roll a little bit and then split each half, and then run your knife right down through them, and you'll have nice little bread slices, miniature bread slices. I think these would be great for hors d'oeuvres, for a party. We'll do a few more here. We'll take the edge off, get rid of that. The nice thing is you can do various kinds of cheeses. You could have various other types of ingredients if you wanted to. We're going to do at least one today. We'll get our little stacks of breads all set. Now this one is from the middle, so this one doesn't have a crust end. So this one we can just cut into fourths and have our last stack. Now what I got for cheese for this particular project were the tray of party cheese, if you will. So it had pieces of cheddar, American, pepper jack, and Colby jack. I thought that was a nice selection. Plus, the slices. Now these were the longer slices that I've cut in half, but they're the perfect size and thickness to go with these little pieces of bread. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by putting together one of each of our little mini grilled cheeses. Put them down here on the board and get them ready. All right, now we're going to need to do the traditional buttering to get them ready to go on the griddle. Soft butter works the best for this. So we'll get those all spread with a little butter. And then obviously we have to do the back side, but I never like doing that on the board because then you end up with butter on the board. So we'll set each one of these down on the griddle. And they're already starting to sizzle on the griddle. And then we will just butter the tops. You a lot of times don't need as much butter on the back side because you're going to have some melted butter left on the griddle top from the first side. All right, we'll let those go and get toasty on one side, and then we'll flip them over and let them get toasty on the bottom side. Now the next one is kind of weird. I don't really know what to make of this. They're calling it the grilled threes. It's weird. I don't really know the purpose, but I'll show you what we're talking about. You take two pieces of bread and you kind of break a piece of cheese, and I'm using American cheese for this. You put a piece on each side. Let's see, I gotta remember how this goes. No, that's not right. Hold on. This is complicated. That's what I mean. This is kind of weird, this thing. How did they do that again? Oh, maybe it was like this. Oh, yeah, never mind. It's like this. It's like this. And then you take a piece of, you go like this, and you put another piece of cheese here, and then you go Nope, you go like this. Okay, there we go. So there's our 3 cheese. Now this one we got to butter a little bit differently because there's no way to really butter this thing. So what we're going to do for this is actually just put the butter right down on the griddle. Like that. And then we're going to take this crazy thing and just put it right on top and let that start to grill up. All right, now by now our little ones are probably getting close on the bottom. Oh yeah, they are. So we'll flip those over. I'd use a spatula, but because this is hot. There we go. All right. So now we'll let those crisp up on the bottom side. In the meantime, we have this thing going. You're going to say, well, how do you flip that? I said the same thing. How do you flip that? But actually, it is doable, and it does ending up looking like this tri-wing stand-up grilled cheese. Still not sure the purpose of it, but we're going to do it. So while we're waiting for our minis to get finished up, what we're going to serve our minis with are a little tomato soup and, from our good friends Cindy and Bobby, some bourbon barrel-aged pure maple syrup for some of them. So we'll get that going. And let's see where we are. No, we need a little bit more time there. Take a look at this. This is starting to toast up nicely. I don't know the purpose. I really don't. It's one of those internet things that just came out of nowhere. But we'll go with it. Yeah, these are getting nicely cheesed. Oh yeah. Okay. So, I'll take these off and put these on the board. Look how cute these are. Little mini grilled cheeses. Now I said I was going to add something to one of these, and what I'm actually going to do is, where did it go? Oh, I lost it. No, it's right here. So we're going to take one of these. It doesn't really matter which one. Open it up. Look how nice and gooey that is. And we're going to stuff a piece of bacon in there, because I think everything is better with bacon. You know what? I think I'm going to do that on 2 of them. I've got a second. I'm going to, and I don't even care which cheese it is. We're just going to stuff a piece of bacon in there, like that. And then we're going to take these and just cut them in half, like a little mini grilled cheese. And then, think about this. You can take a little pick up a mini grilled cheese, dunk it in a little tomato soup, Fantastic little appetizer. That is just fantastic. So we'll put these on the plate. Oh, we got to do one more. So I said the bourbon maple syrup. So we'll put these on a plate, and then we'll take one. And my other thought was to let me get one more little plate. So we'll put this one on the plate. Give it a little drizzle of this aged bourbon maple syrup. And we'll do the same thing. We'll use our pick like an appetizer. You could make mini French toast out of this. Put a little egg on there, and you would have mini French toast with that bourbon-aged bourbon maple syrup. All right, we should be getting pretty good here. Let's see where we are. Oh yeah, we're nice and golden there. Now what you have to do with this crazy thing is all you do, and actually we need to put a little more butter down to get the next side going. Look at that. You just turn it, and it will lay down, and you get the next side going. All right, now the third one is called the inside out grilled cheese. And it involves two pieces of bread that we're going to put on the griddle. We're going to butter them like this. And we're just going to put these down on the griddle and let them get toasty. Now this thing is one of those ones where you put the cheese down on the griddle and you let the cheese melt and become crusty on the bottom, and it becomes on the outside. So that's why it's called the inside out grilled cheese. The grilled surface of the bread will actually be on the inside, and the uncooked or the untoasted side of the bread will end up on top of the cheese. It seemed a little simple to me. It just seemed like, okay, well, that's great. It's kind of a novelty thing. You have the cheese on the outside, yeah, it's nice and crispy and golden brown, but it needed something else. So we're going to add some accoutrements to that to make it more into a sandwich that has a little bit more flavor to it. So as we go here, we will take a look at that. In the meantime, I'll put my little minis up there. And now we'll see how this thing is going. Well, we're getting nice and toasty on that second side. Obviously, this is the most labor intensive because you've got to toast three sides and try to keep it from falling apart, but we will get it. All right, this bread is toasted. We want to get it nice and crusty because it wants to be more crusty than soft for this one. So we'll let that go for another minute or two, and then we will be ready to go. In the meantime, I'm going to snack on another one of these because this what a cute little idea, especially if you're having a party. Have a whole bunch of different grilled cheeses, different flavors of cheese. You could have other dipping sauces, I suppose. There are other things you could do. I can't imagine a grilled cheese and Melba sauce wouldn't be absolutely phenomenal. You could do it it'd be like a grilled cheese, not like a mozzarella stick, but it's the same idea. You've got fried bread with melted cheese and Melba sauce. I think that would be phenomenal. Just a great little idea for a party. All right, now our bread is getting, well, one side is getting toasty. We'll see how the tri-wing, tri-wing is ready for its next flip. So now we take this tri-wing and we flip it the other way and set it down. Perfect. And one of our breads is ready. Our other one needs a little bit more. It must be a little cool on this side for some reason. But that's okay. Now what we're going to use for this is the what they call it, the rough chop shredded cheddar. This is white cheddar and yellow cheddar together, which is perfect for what we're going to do here. All right, there we go. So we've got both of those nicely toasted. Now, this is just a matter of pouring this cheese out on top of the griddle, and you want to kind of get it, obviously, in the shape of your bread and spread it out. You want it to be more of a thin layer than a thick layer. And you can see it's already starting to melt and stick to the griddle, which is the intent. That is the idea. That it sticks and it will get nice and caramelized on the bottom. And then what you're going to do is just take these breads, toasted side up, on top of the cheese. Now this is where it ended like that. You let it get crispy, you flip it over, done. I think it needs more than that. So we're going to do kind of a French, or a Swiss style sandwich that would normally be served with racelet cheese. We're going to put ham. And if you ever do deli meat, this is the way to do it. Don't just lay it on, don't lay it flat. Take it and twirl it. It makes the sandwich thicker. It makes the sandwich, for some reason, it tastes better. The folds of meat just actually work better together. All right, we're going to take a shot of Dijon mustard and some sliced dill pickles and some pickled red onions. And this, I think, is going to make this something special. All right, let's check on the tri-wing. Tri-wing is almost there. This is ready to get going. So now you kind of have to work under the melted cheese and flip it just like that. Okay. And by the way, This is a mess to eat, but hey, if it wasn't messy, it probably wouldn't be any good. Another plate here. Now you can, if you want, just flip it again, because it's okay to get the, yeah, there we go. That's what we're looking for on the cheese right there. You're looking for that nice golden brown, almost a hash brown color on the cheese. You don't want to get it too dark, because it'll get a little, it'll taste a little funky if it gets too dark. There, I think that's, yeah, we need another little few seconds on that side for that. In the meantime, let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, so tri-wing is now ready. All right, so then you take tri-wing and you just stand it up. Now, I don't really know the purpose of this, other than it's a cheese, it's a grilled threes, is what they're calling it, a grilled threes. And this thing should be ready. We'll whisk this off onto the plate. Now, it's going to be really hard to pick this up, and I don't recommend picking this up because it's got melted cheese on it. I mean, if you want to let it set for a little bit, you can. And actually, maybe that's what we'll do. We will swap out the threes for the inside out. And so, I don't know. I don't really understand the purpose. I mean, it looks cool. Sits on the plate, but I mean, I suppose we could take our tomato soup and go like this, I guess. You know. And I guess if you really want to get crazy, we could take our bourbon barrel-aged pure maple syrup, and we could drizzle a little of that on it. I mean, why not? There's no rules here. Be right back. I mean, there's no rules here, so I don't know. Now I guess I don't really know how to attack this thing. I guess we'll just kind of rip into it. In all honesty, it's a grilled cheese. It's just a weird looking inside out, or not inside out, stand up tri-wing grilled threes. Anyways, enough of that crazy thing. Now let's get into the, and by the way, the idea for the inside out grilled cheese came from my friend Stacy at work. And I said right away, I said, we got to do something different than just the inside out grill. It doesn't make any sense to just flop it inside out. So now it's kind of set up, so you really can pick it up. It's greasy. It probably isn't any different than any of those crazy things you see in the fast food restaurants, like that thing that chicken store did with the chicken on the outside. The chicken is the bun. Probably isn't any different than that. But I think by putting the ham, the pickles, the pickled onions, and the Dijon mustard, this is really going to be a nice sandwich. So absent the fact that I didn't use racelet cheese, which is traditionally served or used for the Swiss Alpine racelet sandwich, which I probably could have done, but I didn't think of it at the time. This is really good. This is phenomenal. You get that nice greasy, love grease, greasy cheese on the outside, ham, the pickles, the onions, And by now, sorry, I've been scolded. I'm not supposed to talk with food in my mouth. Anyways, by now, it's sat a little bit, and everything inside is now warmed up. So that's the trick right there. Put it on a plate, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and you have a really phenomenal tasting sandwich. So that's our grilled cheese trio for this week. Minis on Sweet Hawaiian. I don't know, this thing, the threes, the grilled threes, and then finally the inside out, stuffed with what I consider to be Swiss Alpine ingredients, which is a traditional thing they do. So, anyways, that's another episode of Adirondack Fun with Food. Everybody stay safe out there. I'm looking a little bit of, it is Sunday afternoon, I'm looking at a little bit of snow out there, so everybody be safe on the roads, and enjoy yourselves, and I will see you next time on Adirondack Fun with Foods.